ever looked at a beautiful wooden wine rack and thought, I could make that, or better yet, I could build a business making that? You're not alone. What seems like a simple woodworking project is actually a thriving niche where craftsmanship meets a passionate market. But between the first sketch and the first sale, there's a lot to learn. In this video, we're going beyond the basic tutorial. We're diving into the complete business blueprint for manufacturing wooden wine racks. We'll break down the real numbers, uncover the most profitable niches, and map out the exact steps from your workshop to your customer's door. Whether you're a seasoned woodworker looking to monetize your skills or a complete beginner with a dream, stick around. Let's build this from the ground up. So, you're thinking about turning your passion for woodworking into a business by making wooden wine racks. That's a fantastic idea. Let's walk through what you need to know, from the opportunity on the table to the tools you'll need in your shop. First, the market. It's genuinely growing. As more people enjoy wine and even become collectors, the demand for beautiful, functional storage is rising. Your potential customers are everywhere, from the home decor enthusiast and the serious collector to restaurants, hotels, and specialty retailers. And the beauty is, there's a place for every price point. You can create simple racks starting around $25 or exquisite custom pieces that sell for $500 or more. The profit margins can be attractive, typically ranging from 40 to 60% on materials if you sell direct to customers, or a solid 30 to 40% if you go the wholesale route. Now let's talk about what you'll actually be making. Design is where it all begins. You have classic space-saving wall-mounted racks, which can feature everything from simple lines to intricate herringbone patterns. There are freestanding countertop or cellar racks, perfect for modular systems. And for your high-end clients, there's the world of custom specialty racks, built for a specific bottle count or a unique space. When planning, remember that capacities like 6, 12, 24, and 36 bottles tend to be the most popular starting points. Your material selection tells a story. For premium racks, hardwoods like oak, walnut, and cherry are gorgeous and durable. For more budget-friendly options, softwoods like pine and cedar are great. And for that sought-after, eco-conscious appeal, nothing beats reclaimed wood. Think barn wood or actual wine barrel staves. For painted modern finishes, plywoods and MDF can be very cost-effective. When choosing, you'll always balance a few key factors. The wood's stability, the beauty of its grain, how easy it is to work with, and of course, the cost. You'll need a space to bring these designs to life. For a basic startup, you're looking at an equipment investment of roughly $2,000 to $5,000 for the essentials. A table saw, miter saw, drill press, router, sanders, and plenty of clamps. As you grow, you might consider more advanced tools like a CNC router for intricate designs or a planer and jointer. Your workspace should be at least 500 to 1,000 square feet to start, and I can't stress this enough. A good dust collection system isn't optional. It's critical for your safety and keeping your work clean. The production process itself follows a natural flow. It starts with preparing your material, milling and cutting everything to dimension. Then comes the joinery. This could be simple dados and notches, or for your premium pieces, traditional mortise and tenon joints. Next, you assemble it all with glue and screws or other fasteners. Sanding is a multi-step process, working through progressively finer grits from 80 up to 220 for that silky smooth feel. Finally, you apply the finish, whether it's a natural oil, a stain and varnish, or a painted look, before a final quality check and careful packaging. Speaking of finishes, this is where you add character and protection. Natural oil finishes are food-safe and easy for customers to maintain. Stains and varnishes offer a wide color palette and durability. Painted finishes can give a modern look and hide imperfections, while specialty finishes like distressed, whitewash, or even epoxy resin accents can make your work stand out. Now, how will you sell them? You have several business models to choose from. You can focus on handmade custom work, which commands the highest margins but is lower volume. You can opt for small batch production to balance quality and efficiency. You could even do contract manufacturing, producing racks for other brands, or build a wholesale business supplying wine shops and boutiques. Your sales channels are just as varied. Selling direct online through platforms like Etsy or your own Shopify store, doing wholesale, taking on commission work for restaurants and hotels, selling at local craft fairs for immediate feedback and cash flow, or forming partnerships with wineries and interior designers. Let's talk numbers. To get started, you'll need to budget for equipment, your initial inventory of wood and hardware, business registration and insurance, and a basic website and marketing. All in, a realistic startup budget ranges from about $5,000 to $25,000. Your ongoing costs will include materials, which typically eat up 25 to 35% of your revenue, labor at 20 to 40%, overhead like your shop space and utilities, and marketing. A good rule of thumb for pricing is to take your material cost and multiply it by 2.5 to 4 to get your wholesale price. Then, retailers will typically double that or a bit more to set the retail price. So, a rack that costs you $20 in materials might wholesale for $50 to $80 and retail for $100 to $200. To stand out in the market, you need clear selling points. Maybe it's your deep level of customization, offering different sizes, wood types, finishes, or engraving. Perhaps it's your commitment to quality craftsmanship, with hand-finished details and solid wood joinery. Design innovation, like space-saving features or unique display angles, is a huge draw. Sustainability, using FSC-certified wood and non-toxic finishes, is increasingly important. And if it applies, highlighting that your products are made locally can be a powerful message. To get that message out, lean into visual platforms like Instagram and Pinterest to showcase your work in beautiful settings. Use smart SEO so people searching for wood wine rack or wine cellar organization can find you. Build partnerships for cross-promotion with wineries or interior designers, and consider getting direct consumer exposure at local wine festivals. Of course, every business faces challenges. For wine racks, seasonality is a big one, with peaks around the holidays and wedding season. Shipping can be tricky and expensive due to the weight and fragility of your product. Wood prices can fluctuate significantly. You'll face competition from mass-produced imports. And don't forget the practical challenges of your workspace, managing dust, noise, and ventilation. But for every challenge, there are solutions. You can diversify your product line by adding related items like wine glass holders or decanter stands. Offering flat pack kits can dramatically reduce shipping costs and damage. Focusing on custom commission work often brings higher margins from less price-sensitive clients. Developing and even patenting a signature design can protect your niche. And sourcing materials locally can cut shipping costs and strengthen your locally made story. When you're ready to grow, your pathways are clear. You can expand your product line, increase production efficiency with better jigs and batch processing, develop more wholesale accounts for consistent volume, license your designs to larger manufacturers, or even create a subscription model. You'll know it's time to consider more automation, like investing in a CNC router or upgrading your dust collection, when you're consistently producing 50 or more units a month. On the practical side, don't overlook legal and compliance. Setting up an LLC is often recommended for liability protection. You'll need the right insurance, including product liability. Following safety standards for dust and machinery is a must, and being transparent about the materials and finishes you use is especially important for products that sit near food and drink. Let's have some wisdom from those who have done it before. Start by perfecting one signature design that is uniquely yours. Invest time in photographing your products beautifully. Lighting and staging matter immensely. Wine enthusiasts are a passionate community, so offer excellent customer service. Always test your designs thoroughly with actual bottles of different shapes and sizes. Get out and network in wine communities. Sommeliers and collectors can be incredible influencers. And consider sustainability, not just as an ethical choice, but as a real marketing advantage. Remember, the wooden wine rack market is where practical utility meets craftsmanship. Your success will come from finding that sweet spot, the balance between efficient production and the aesthetic beauty that makes your work worth a premium. Find your niche, whether that's in breathtaking custom pieces, clever space-saving designs, or flawlessly executing a popular mid-range product, and you'll be building more than just racks. You'll be building a business. Now, let's take a deeper dive into the master guide for manufacturing wooden wine racks. This is where we move from the big picture into the fine details that can make or break your business. First, let's talk about finding your corner of the market, your niche, because profitability often lies in specialization. There are several distinct paths you could take. You could focus on the ultra-premium custom world, working with exotic woods like zebrawood or claro walnut, offering hand-cut dovetails and direct client consultations. This is for the skilled artisan who loves the bespoke process and can command margins of 60 to 80%. Maybe your passion is modern, design-focused pieces with clean lines, mixing materials like wood with metal or acrylic. This niche thrives with a strong Instagram presence and possibly some CNC capability, offering solid margins of 50 to 70%. Then there's the reclaimed and rustic aesthetic, using barn wood or actual wine barrel staves, leaning into a farmhouse style where the character and the story are key. This is perfect if you have access to unique material sources. Other profitable niches include space optimization racks for urban dwellers. Think corner units, understair solutions, or ceiling-hung designs. There's the modular and expandable market, with stackable, interlocking systems. The B2B or commercial sector, supplying durable, large-capacity racks to restaurants, wineries, and hotels, which relies on volume and reliable scaling. And don't overlook DIY kits, pre-cut, sanded, and packaged with hardware for the customer to assemble. This model offers lower shipping costs and reduced labor. Now onto the heart of your craft, the materials. It's crucial to look beyond just basic lumber. You have a whole palette to choose from, each with its own personality. Sturdy red oak with its prominent grain that stains beautifully, or white oak, which is very hard, water-resistant, and has a subtle grain. For a rich, premium look, walnut is a classic, while maple offers a fine grain perfect for a modern aesthetic. Cherry wood darkens gracefully with age, and ash is a fantastic, often more affordable, alternative to oak. For budget-friendly or painted projects, softwoods like pine and poplar are go-tos, and reclaimed wood brings unmatched story value. A few critical calculations will save you money. A good rule of thumb is that a 6-bottle wall rack uses about 4 to 6 board feet of lumber. To minimize waste, plan your cuts carefully. Using nesting software can save you 15 to 25% in material. Always aim for wood with a moisture content of 6 to 8% for interior furniture to prevent warping. And remember, buying lumber in bulk, in what's called units of 2 to 300 board feet, can cost 30 to 40% less per board foot. Your hardware and finishes are the final details. For assembly, you might use pocket screws from a Craig jig, dowels for a clean look, or traditional mortise and tenon joints for premium strength. For hanging, keyhole slots offer a clean, invisible mount versus visible brackets. And for finishing, you have options like food-safe tung oil, which is rich but slow-drying, water-based polyurethane for a low-odor, quick finish, professional lacquer that requires spray equipment, or simple wax for an easy, traditional feel. Efficiency in your workflow is what turns a hobby into a business. Instead of building one rack at a time, consider batch processing. For example, in a small shop, you could dedicate one day to milling all your lumber for 12 units, another day to cutting all the joinery, another to sanding all components before assembly, and so on. This approach can reduce your setup time by 40 to 60% compared to finishing each unit individually. To achieve this consistency, build a library of jigs and fixtures first. A dado jig for perfect shelf notches, a drilling template for pocket holes, an assembly cradle to hold pieces at the right angle, and custom sanding blocks will save you countless hours. Never compromise on quality control. Every rack should pass a simple checklist. Bottle openings must be at least 3 3/4 inches to fit standard bottles. Each unit should support 3 times its intended weight. Wall mounting hardware must be robust. The finish should be flawless and smooth, and the entire piece should be square within 1/8 of an inch tolerance. Let's put a real price tag on this. Let's cost out a 12-bottle wall rack in oak. Your materials, lumber, hardware, finish, and packaging might come to around $62.50. Labor for cutting, assembling, sanding, finishing, and packing could add another $68.75. Factor in overhead, rent, utilities, insurance. At about 30% of your labor and materials cost, and your total cost to make that rack is about $170. Your pricing then flows from that cost. To sell wholesale to a retailer, you might multiply your cost by 2.2, putting the wholesale price at $375. That retailer will then likely sell it direct to a consumer for around $675. For a custom or premium version, you could add a 25 to 50% premium on top. And when selling wholesale, offering volume discounts is standard. For example, 10% off for 6 to 11 units, 15% for a dozen, and 20% for 24 or more. As you grow, you'll explore advanced techniques. Integrating a CNC router from an entry-level model at $1,500 to a production machine for $20,000 can unlock perfect repeatability and complex designs. Setting up a proper finish room, even if it starts with just a ventilated area and a respirator, will improve your results. And adopting lean manufacturing principles, like organizing your workspace with the 5S system or using a visual Kanban system for supplies, will streamline your entire operation. Marketing is what connects your beautiful work to the world. Invest in high-converting photography, lifestyle shots in real wine cellars and kitchens, detail shots of the wood grain and joinery, and even short videos showing the rack in use. For your online shop, use SEO strategies. Target primary keywords like wood wine rack, but also specific long-tail phrases like custom oak wine rack for 50 bottles or small apartment wine storage solution. Build partnerships. Offer co-branded racks to wineries for their wine clubs, work with interior designers on a commission basis, or get your product included as a premium upgrade in wine subscription boxes. Consider the investment of a trade show, like the International Home Plus Housewares show, but go with a clear goal, like collecting 50 qualified email leads per day. There will come a point where you can't do it all alone. Scaling past a one-person shop follows a natural progression. Initially, you do everything. As you approach $100,000 in revenue, you might hire a part-time assistant for sanding and finishing. Between $250,000 and $500,000, a full-time production assistant and a marketing manager become essential. Your first automation investments should follow the highest return. A dust collection system for health and cleanliness, then a planer and jointer to save on lumber costs, followed by a drum sander, a CNC router, and finally a professional spray finishing system. Implement good systems early. Track your inventory, manage customer relationships even with a simple spreadsheet, keep a production schedule, and log any quality issues to learn from them. Be aware of common pitfalls. Cash flow crunches can be mitigated by taking a 50% deposit on custom orders. Combat seasonal swings by developing steady B2B accounts and creating complementary summer products, like wine glass holders. Minimize shipping damage with double wall boxes and foam protectors. Reduce material waste by optimizing your cut patterns and using scraps for smaller items. Avoid burnout by systemizing your work and pricing to afford help. And stay ahead of copycats by building a loyal brand and continually innovating. Think about diversification. You can vertically integrate by sourcing your own lumber or offering installation. You can expand horizontally into related products like decanter stands or bar carts. And you can even create passive income by selling digital plans, teaching workshops, or licensing your designs. So, what can you realistically expect? In your first year, focus on finding your product market fit and efficient processes. Revenue might be between $40,000 and $80,000, with a net profit of $10,000 to $25,000. In year 2, as you systemize and gain wholesale accounts, revenue could jump to between $100,000 and $200,000, with profits of $30,000 to $70,000. By year 3, as you build a team and invest in advanced equipment, you could see revenues of $250,000 to $500,000. Your actionable first steps are clear. In your first 2 weeks, build 3 different prototype designs, calculate their exact costs, photograph them professionally, and get feedback from 10 target customers. In the next 2 weeks, choose your winning design, create the necessary production jigs, build an initial inventory of 10 to 20 units, and set up a simple online shop. In months 2 and 3, make your first 10 sales, refine your process based on what you learn, approach 3 local wine shops for wholesale, and implement basic systems for inventory and customer management. Remember the golden rule: start with the market, not the workshop. Validate demand by selling first, even if it's just with photos or renderings, then build to order. And here's a pro tip. Your first 100 customers will teach you more than any guide. Listen to them carefully, especially their complaints. They reveal what the market truly values. Document every single process from day one, because what seems obvious to you now won't be when you're training your first employee. And there you have it, a full roadmap from a pile of lumber to a profitable business making wooden wine racks. Remember, success starts by choosing your niche, mastering your workflow, and connecting with your customers. This isn't about becoming an overnight sensation. It's about building something solid, one rack at a time. Now I want to hear from you. Which niche are you most excited about? The ultra-premium custom world, the sleek modern designs, or the rustic reclaimed look? Drop your answer in the comments below. I read every single one. If you found this guide helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe. It truly helps the channel grow and lets me know to make more deep dive content like this.